Thank you very much for coming. It means a lot to Mom, and it means a lot to us. A lot of you know me my whole life, and you know that my mom was the center of my universe. I mean, they came up with the term mama's boy for me. And I knew it would be hard when Mom died, and I had zero idea it would be this hard. I feel like a part of me has been ripped out of my body. I love her so much. And I mean, there's a way in which I pity everybody in this room except one of you, and that's that you didn't have Judy Key as a mom. God picked the most perfect woman in all of time to be my mom. I mean, and actually, the perfect man to be my dad. I mean, these kids, they were kids in the middle of the 60s in Walker County, Alabama, just, married a year and a half, and then I come on the scene. I mean, my dad had to be slack-jawed. And I'll turn a half-century old in a couple months if I make it, and I looks like I will. And I get up early. I keep farmers' hours, and I was walking there on the hill down by Mom Keys this morning, thinking of all our family and all that's transpired there over the years, and of these two kids that got married and started a family. Some people say like we pick our parents, that all works out. I know that in God's plan, it all does work perfectly, even in ways that I didn't understand along the way. I mean, when Daddy and I fought along the way, later when I would stand up to the government and say, you're going to take care of these veterans that went to war with me no matter what, I couldn't have done that if he hadn't made me so tough with all these fights. Like, I got tough. And in another way, and I know that was sort of his plan because I was such a little sissy, like he probably thought Walker County was going to eat me alive, and Daddy wanted to rough me up to make me a harder man. But there was another way that only Mother could give me a kind of strength that has taken me into my adult life to be able to do what I wanted to do. Because every single thing that I'm good at in my adult life is because that woman told me I was good at it. Every single day she told me, every story I told was, you'd think like William Faulkner wrote it. Everything that came out of my mouth, every painting I did, they bought, and the Childcraft Make and Do encyclopedias were a huge investment for a young couple struggling to get by on what they were making. And they bought me the Make and Do, and she and I worked through every one of them. We made all these things, and football games for me, unlike my brother, were like these 4 quarters of boring violence, and so you could go and finally have that awesome thing that happened in the middle where they played this music and they came out and all this. I was like, and they're like, people are going to the bathroom and getting popcorn. I'm like, here's the real show here. People. And I told Mom, I said, I love that, like those, she's like, and I said, those flags, they have these flags, and they go out and they do all that. And I'm like, they do it all at the same time. And, she was a teenager in the 50s, so she still had those petticoats made out of satin and silk and, that went under the poodle skirts and everything. She still had those. So she cut one up, and she dyed half of one purple. And she sewed me one of those flags, and she cut the mop head off the mop and stapled the flag to the mop handle. And I went out in the front yard, I'm sure my dad was delighted, marched up and down the yard twirling my little purple and white flag, and she was like, go get him, kid. When she came in and I was dancing around in her nightgown to Vicky Carr records, she didn't tell me I was awful and bad and wrong. She was like, I like that song too. We danced for hours in the kitchen together, and she's always been my best friend. And this, these last times when I was being in the hospital, I never wanted to leave her. I hated leaving her at all. Just because I need her. She's such a part of me. Through all that, it was so awful growing up here being weird. This is the worst place in the world to be weird. And And when I had a play that opened off Broadway in New York, that I wrote based on my journals from when I was over at the war. And my mom came, and she had, there is nobody with a medical, criminals don't have rap sheets like my mother has a medical, like always something. And she called on the way, she said, well, I wasn't going to tell you because I know you're going to see me on stage when you're on stage the first time, but I've broken my leg. And I was like, Mother, when they say break a leg, they're usually talking to me, you know. And she says, and I said, okay, well, whatever, like, I'll see you at the theater, I'll see you after the show. She goes, whoa, 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 one more thing. I'm on the front row and I have like a bright pink cast. I was like, what? And so I called her back and said, Mother, you're sitting on the second row, I'm sorry. She said, what? I said, I cannot do my whole show with your pink foot still on my stage. It's just, when I walked on the stage that night, I could have died after, because that was a dream realized. Most people like me don't make it out of places like this. So many of us don't get to do that, do what I've done. It's only because of her that I have. She belonged on that stage. I shouldn't have told her that. I should have rolled her out on the stage, because I was only there because of what she did for me. My wish for you, the poor, all of you but Chad that don't have a mom or didn't have a mom like Judy Key, is that you have somebody in your life that will champion you in your weirdness, in the ways you don't agree with what everybody's saying. It's boring to agree what everybody says. Follow your heart and think and read. She taught me all that. And if you don't have that person, I would say be that person for somebody. Because there's somebody in your life that is the weird little flag-twirling sissy that needs somebody to say attaboy. You know, the little girl that's good with a wrench. And the first person I want to see when I get to heaven is my mama. I hope to see you there too.